Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most mysterious places we know, the world of your dreams. You know, for decades, scientists have been wrestling with this one huge question. When you fall asleep, is your brain just firing off random noise? Or is there a storyteller in there, a secret filmmaker creating movies just for you? It's a puzzle that really gets to the heart of what makes us human. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start with the big dream dilemma. Then we'll get into a breakthrough idea about your brain's nightly improv show and how scientists are trying to watch it happen. And finally, we'll talk about why this actually matters a lot. So first things first, to really get why this new theory is such a game changer, you have to understand the scientific deadlock that's been going on for years. For the longest time, dream science was basically split into two opposing camps. You had Team Noise, who backed the activation synthesis theory. Their take, dreams are just your brain trying its best to make sense of meaningless random static. But then you had Team Meaning, who said, no way. They argue that dreams are absolutely essential emotional work where we process our lives. And that quote right there just nails the problem, doesn't it? Neither theory could explain the whole picture. If it's all just noise, why do our dreams have plots and feelings? And if it's all serious emotional work, why are they so incredibly weird sometimes? It just didn't add up. But what if it's not an either-or question? This is where a breakthrough hypothesis comes in and completely changes the game. It suggests that dreaming isn't one thing, but a dynamic two-step process, kind of like your brain is putting on its own live improv show every single night. And it's called the narrative forge hypothesis. I love that name. The idea is that dreaming is like a factory, a production line. It starts with a bunch of raw, chaotic parts, and by the end of the night, it's produced a finished story. So here's how this little factory works. It all starts with the spark. Deep in your brainstem, you get these random, chaotic electrical signals. That's the biological noise. But then, almost instantly, comes the story. Your cortex, the smart, creative part of your brain, hates chaos. So it sees that random spark and immediately scrambles to make sense of it. It pulls from your memories, your fears, your hopes, and it writes a script on the fly to explain the noise. It's amazing. It's like biology shouts a random word, like banana, and your mind instantly creates a whole scene about being chased by a giant banana in a tuxedo. Now, this is way more than just a cool idea. It's something scientists think they can actually test. So how in the world do you catch the storyteller in the act? How do you actually watch a dream being made? See, here's the tricky part. Asking someone about their dream in the morning is too late. Our memory is a terrible witness, right? By then, it's already edited the story, cleaned it up, and changed the ending. To get the real proof, you have to look inside the brain while the script is being written. And here's the high-tech toolkit they're planning to use. By combining EEG and fMRI scans, researchers can basically get a live feed from the dreaming brain. The game plan is to look for that scattered, chaotic activity at the start of the dream cycle. Those are the sparks. Then, they'll watch for the brain to start lighting up connections between the emotion and memory centers. That's the narrative getting built. They'll even wake people up at different points to ask what they're seeing. The bet is that early reports will be just flashes of images, while the later ones will be full-blown stories. Okay, so we've waded through a lot of brain science here, but why should you care? What does this actually mean for us in the real world? Well, it turns out understanding this dream factory could completely change how we think about mental health. This quote just nails it. The work of dreaming. That's the key. Dreaming isn't passive. Your brain is actively taking the chaotic, stressful stuff from your day and trying to organize it, to weave it into a narrative it can file away and understand. And this theory might finally give us a real biological explanation for what nightmares really are. Think about it. In a condition like PTSD, the brain's storyteller is just overwhelmed. It gets hit with this incredibly intense, traumatic spark, and it fails to build a story around it. The dreamer is just left trapped in the raw, terrifying chaos of that initial signal, forced to relive it over and over. But here's the hopeful part. If we know how the process breaks, we might finally be able to figure out how to help fix it. Future therapies could be designed to help the brain's storyteller do its job, to finally take that traumatic noise and finish the story, turning it into a processed memory that doesn't have the same raw power. And that leaves us with this really powerful thought, doesn't it? It suggests that we all have this incredible built-in ability to create order out of the chaos of life, and that this amazing process happens every single night inside the dream factory of our very own minds. We hope this explainer has shed a little light on that amazing factory floor of your mind. And this incredible insight is brought to you by the Varia One platform. If you believe in protecting not just lives but minds, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more breakthroughs like this one.
And if you want to dive deeper, you can explore all the research and more over on the Varia One platform. We'll see you there.